Well, we got to protect our home court. We got to find a way to win here. Move the ball, have great possessions on the offensive end, and defensively, we just got to get after them, play tough roadrunner defense.
Those are the keys. We'll see if UTSA can pull off that today and get a very, very much needed W. The officials for today's games, James Hicks, Joey Richardson, and Clyde Malia. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen any of the three of those before. So some players or some officials that I don't think either one of these teams are quite familiar with. But they're the officials for today's game. UTSA home white, right to left. They shoot the basket off to our left. Western Kentucky left to right in red, trimmed in white and black. They'll shoot at the basket off to our right. Sharp to jump against Jacob Germany. Jacob stole the tip, and we're underway from the convo. And the opening tip is brought to you by KFC. We'll tell you more about KFC in just a second. And the Hilltoppers are going to start out in a zone. Zumbel has the basketball, drives to the right sideline. McKnight guards him, whips it under the goal to Boffinger, who got fouled. Get your KFC chicken sandwich today, Sir Piping Hot. Everything you love about KFC. Sandwich between two buttery brioche buns. Order the KFC chicken sandwich today on the app or at KFC.com. Inbounds comes to McNeil. Handoff Boffinger. Boffinger in the lane to Germany. Shoots over Sharp and shoots it short. And the rebound by Western Kentucky. And here come the Hilltoppers. Frampton up the floor. A lob under the goal. Attempted dunk by Sharp, but he is fouled. And UTSA's racked up the first foul of the game. This one's on Eric Zumbel. The KFC chicken sandwich is Kentucky fried to order, limited time offer, valid at participating San Antonio and surrounding area locations. Sharp to the free throw line for the Hilltoppers, and as I said, under 50% this year at the line, and he misses the first one. Other than the fact that UTSA uses up a foul, it's not necessarily a bad idea to foul Sharp if he's about ready to dunk the ball. The next one's on the way, and that one's looked actually pretty decent. I watched him shoot free throws in warm-up. He didn't make any of them. UTSA down 1-0, 34 seconds gone by here in the first half. Otto Ankra to McNeil at the top of the key. Give it back to Isaiah, three-point line. To Germany at the high post. Left side Zumbel driving under the goal. Out to McNeil. Does not shoot the three. He'll drive around to Germany's screen. Kick it left side Zumbel. Wing three for Eric. Bullseye. And UTSA has its first lead of the game. We're a minute into the game. It's 3-1 UTSA. McKnight into the front court. They send Sharp out the screen, but he's waved off by McKnight. Now they hand him the basketball way above the three-point line. Off to Hamilton, angle right to Justice, and straight away to Frampton for a three ball, and that one's good. And the Hilltoppers lead 4-3. You've got to keep an eye on Frampton. If memory serves me correctly, I did not look at the box score, but I think Frampton knocked down a bunch of threes last year in Frisco to put the dagger in UTSA. Boffinger sets the screen for McNeil. He takes in the lane, out to Eric. Same spot, same result. 2 in a row from downtown for Eric Zumbel, and UTSA, with 2 Eric Zumbel threes, has a 6-4 lead. Into the front court comes Justice. He'll hand off to McKnight. Drives to the middle of the floor. Whip it back to Justice. Fakes the three. Got Zumbel in the air. Fires a long one. Short, no good. Free throw line rebound on the floor to Eric. Zumbel across the timeline. Looks to his right. No one's there. Western Kentucky's going to stay in the zone. And Germany's got it and kicks it right side to McNeil. McNeil runs into a double team in that zone. And now throws it on the baseline to Boffinger. Tries to go up and under and out to Zumbel. He'll penetrate this time and get fouled and go to the line. Anytime you have a 7'5" guy or anybody that's pretty much a shot blocker like Sharp is, you're going to notice him in the lane and you're going to try to avoid driving at him. You're going to have to pull up and shoot the teardrops over him. He's going to probably swat just about anything that comes in his direction. Zumbel at the line, hits the first free throw. So it's all Eric Zumbel so far. He's got the Roadrunners' first 7 points, and UTSA has a 3-point advantage. And now they have a 4-point advantage. Eric Zumbel 8, Western Kentucky 4. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone by here in the first half, and Davion McKnight across the timeline. Whips the pass off to Hamilton, straight away to Sharp, and a handoff to Justice. Fakes the three, drives around Zumbel, pushes off Zumbel, falls down, ball loose on the floor, and a jump ball is called. And on the alternating possession arrow, Western Kentucky will get it, but terrific on-the-ball defense by Eric Zumbel, and he gets a standing ovation from the bench, and a round of applause from the fans here in the convo as well. Justice comes up with a painful look on his face. And the Hilltoppers will have 14 to shoot it. They look to get it in and do so to Sharp, hand it right back, and an offensive foul, or no, they're going to call it on Boffinger. Lachlan Boffinger with a hold as he was, Frampton was trying to get free. So we'll redo the inbounds, and McKnight will trigger it in on the baseline. And they run this little weave to Frampton, and a baseline jumper is good. And that's about as good of out-of-bounds play as you're going to get right there. Nobody guarded Frampton, and he cuts UTSA's lead to 2. It's 8-6. Zumbel across the timeline and looks into that zone defense. This is one thing that the Roadrunners were prepared for. A lot of zone, and make their Western Kentucky's going to make UTSA shoot jump shots. And they knock down one from the baseline as Jacob Germany hits it. 10-6, UTSA by 4. We're under 3 minutes gone by here in the first half. Davion McKnight into the front court, drives left side to the lane line, all the way to the rack, left it short, the rebound by Germany. Up the floor to Zumbel. Western Kentucky back on defense. Zumbel has it angle left. Cross court pass, Otto Ankra, catch and shoot 3 ball, rimming no. Rebound deflected to McKnight, and here come the Hilltoppers up the court, and driving is Hamilton, and Boffinger whacks him on the shoulder. That'll be the second foul on Lockie, and Dill Ding is coming in. I think he was coming in for Otto Ankra, but I imagine now he's coming in for Lachlan with those 2 fouls.
For the Hilltoppers, number 3, Jarius Hamilton, 2 shots.
We'll see. Also, Phoenix Ford's coming in, so maybe they're both going to come out. And Hamilton to the free throw line for the 2 free throws for the Hilltoppers, the first of which is no good. Here comes Josh Anderson for Western Kentucky. Dang and Ford for UTSA. Boffinger and Otto Ankra come out. And you have got to know where Josh Anderson is. He is a sniper from outside. He's a deadly outside shooter, and somebody that the Roadrunners have to keep a very close eye on. And I don't keep numbers on this. I just go by recollection. Apparently, they're not going to let Dill Ding in yet. And I'm not sure why, but apparently he had some blood on his hand when he came in. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but he needs to get taped up. And now Hamilton will go to the free throw line, and if he makes his free throw, then Dill will be able to come in. He does, and now Dang does come in for Otto Ankra. But no, Josh Hamilton, or Josh Anderson has really burned the Roadrunners over the years. And some key baskets, some big threes. He started for the Hilltoppers for most of his career. And this year, after a COVID situation earlier in the year, he came back and came in off the bench. They're still not going to let Dill Ding in the game. And so here comes Christian Tucker in. And I don't know what the deal is with Dill because he got tape on his arm. And now he's going to go to the scorer's table and come back in. That's whatever. As much as liberalization as they have with players coming in and out in college basketball, I'm not sure what the situation was there. McNeil gives the ball off to Zumbel. Straight away to Tucker. Right side McNeil. McNeil in the lane to Germany. Lost the handle. Got it back. Turns. Gets his man in the air. Out to Tucker. Right wing McNeil for 3. And it's in and out. No good. And the rebound by Hamilton. Hamilton up the floor to McKnight for Western Kentucky. Puts on the brakes on the hash mark left side. Free throw line jumper on the way. Swish. 10-9. UTSA's lead cut to 1. We're under the 16-minute mark. And here comes Christian Tucker into the front court for the Roadrunners. Whip it to the right side to McNeil, right back to Tucker. Western Kentucky stays in the zone. Zumbel to Tucker in the high post to Germany. He faces Sharp and shoots over him, and it rolls around no good. Phoenix Ford's going to be called for an over-the-back foul. Timeout with 15:36 to play in the first half. A good start for UTSA. They lead at 10-9. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. UTSA starts 43%, Western Kentucky 60%, 10-9, UTSA with the lead. I'm Andy Everett. Sam Freeze is our studio coordinator today. Tim Carter off this afternoon. We thank you for being with us wherever you may be around the world on the Roadrunner Sports Network. McNeil, Dang, Ford, Germany, and Zumbel on the floor for UTSA. And no changes except for Anderson for the Hilltoppers. Angle right, it comes to McKnight. And we're going to get a foul, and this one is on Phoenix Ford. And they are calling a lot of things away from the ball. A lot of holds and things like that. And that's already 2 fouls on Phoenix, and that brings Josh Farmer into the game. Phoenix was the one that was called for that last foul that got us to the media timeout when he went over the back of Justice to get the rebound. Anderson whips it to Justice on the right side. Zumbel defends him. Justice backs up and fires an off-balance three and nails it. And Western Kentucky takes the lead 12-10. And the Hilltoppers are 4 of 6 shooting. That's 67%. We approach 5 minutes gone by in the first half. Still a zone defense for the Hilltoppers. Right side to Farmer. Farmer dribbles it off his foot, but it goes out of bounds off of him. I thought it hit Rick Stansberry, and he was the one standing out of bounds. Christian Tucker back in the game for Zumbel. And the Hilltoppers with a 2-point lead and under 5 minutes gone by. 14:55 left to go here in the first half. Sharp whips a pass to the left side to Justice. Tucker's in his hip pocket there. Out to McKnight, and we're going to call an offensive foul on Sharp. They hip check McNeil. I thought McNeil slipped, but the reason he slipped is because he got a hip check from Jamarian Sharp. And that's the first foul on the Hilltoppers' big guy. And UTSA down 2, 14:40 left as Tucker comes into the front court. Dang cuts through the lane, catches at angle left, back to Christian straight away, high post to Farmer. He goes to the baseline, cut off there, hands it off to Dang on the side of the lane. Dang circles in the lane, whips a pass left corner. Farmer, corner three, short, no good. And I'm not sure they want Josh Farmer shooting threes right now. Here comes Otto Ankra. Right side Justice. He'll shoot a three and hit it. And the Hilltoppers have a 15-10 lead. 14-14 left in the first half. This is their biggest lead of the game. Tucker to McNeil on the right wing. Back to Christian straight away. Now to Dang. Thought about the three. Gives way to Tucker. Tucker a couple of dribbles. Back to Dang on the left side. To Germany at the high post. He turns and shoots and scores. Fourth point of the game for Jacob Germany, and the Roadrunners cut the Hilltoppers lead to 3. It's 15-12. Into the front court comes McKnight. McKnight stops at the elbow, feeds it off to Justice, goes around a slip screen from Sharp, bounces it back to him behind his back, gets it back and fires another one, and drills another one. That's 3 threes for Cameron Justice, and the Hilltoppers have an 18-12 advantage. Tucker into the front court, change places with McNeil. And off to Dang, driving in the lane, throws it off to Farmer, off his shoulder, wasn't ready for it. Quickly up the floor to Justice, to the basket, rejected by Tucker. Great defense by Christian Tucker. Dang into the front court, leaves for Christian right side. They do not shoot a three-pointer right here. Tucker comes out with defense from McKnight all the way to the jump circle. 13 minutes to go. Driving baseline. Germany gets his man in the air, drives around him, muscles up underneath him, then throws up a hook shot. Rebound, Farmer puts it back in. 18-14, 4-point Western Kentucky lead. Hamilton into the front court for the Hilltoppers, hands it off to Anderson. Josh comes to the right side of the floor and a handoff to McKnight. McKnight cut off by McNeil, poked away by McNeil, loose in the lane, gets it back, deflected again by McNeil, stolen by McNeil. Foot race to the basket, Darius has got a layup. And it's 18-16 as UTSA cuts the Hilltopper lead to 2. A little mini run going for the Roadrunners. They've made 4 of their last 5 shots, and a 4-0 spurt cuts the lead to 2. McKnight to Anderson on the left wing, straight away to Hamilton. And he'll come and hand the ball back off to McKnight, who comes out between the circles. Feeds Justice right side. Tucker guards him. Around a screen set by Hamilton. Give it back to him. Gets Farmer in the air. Takes to the rack and dunks it. 20-16. Do not leave your feet. Josh Farmer ran out at him, and he'll learn to do not leave your feet. Stay on the ground. You're not going to be able to guard somebody in the air. Under 12 minutes to go. 20-16, Western Kentucky 4-point lead. Dangs goes into the side of the lane, missed the shot. We're going to get a foul on somebody. I think it's on Josh Farmer, but we'll sort that out during the timeout. 11:42 to play in the first half. Western Kentucky 20, UTSA 16. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. They called a foul on Anderson of Western Kentucky, not on Farmer for UTSA. And the inbounds comes to Otto Ankra. He has it straight away. Throws a sharp pass in the lane, out to Dang, left wing for three, rimming no good. Rebound squirts long to Anderson, quickly up the floor, deflected to Hamilton. Hamilton does not go anywhere with it, so he'll give it away to McKnight. And the Hilltoppers out to Anderson for three, and you cannot let him have that much room. He was wide open. 41% from downtown, the best three-point shooter on the team, and the Hilltoppers lead by 7. That ball was good as soon as it left his hand. 4 aces on the board, 11-11 left. In the lane to Dang, his free throw line jumper's no good, and the rebound by Anderson. Anderson across the timeline, cut off by Dang, takes it all the way to the basket, whips a pass out to Frampton. He'll line up a triple and nail that one too. And it's 26-16, and Western Kentucky leads by 10. The Hilltoppers are 6 of 7 from downtown. 6 of their 9 field goals, 3-pointers, and they stay in the zone and making UTSA shoot over it. Zumbel to the right side of the floor. Gets a Germany screen, bumped off the play, but takes it to the basket, throws it in the right corner. Dang corner 3 ball, no good. Germany, the offensive rebound, lost it on the floor out of bounds. It'll be UTSA ball. He wanted to go straight back up, but he felt the presence of Sharp, and then when he went down for the double pump, that allowed some people to jump in there and slap the ball away. Zumbel to inbound the basketball and throws it into Germany. Jacob puts it on the floor, now shoots the long jump hook and banks it in from the elbow. Even Jacob Germany's smiling about that one a little bit. And the basket for UTSA makes it 26-18. The Hilltopper lead is 8. 10-10 left in the first half. McKnight throws a backdoor alley-oop for Anderson for a dunk. Go to the basket and throw the lob up there, and Josh Anderson gets the dunk to extend the lead to 10. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half, 28-18 Hilltoppers. Zumbel at the top of the circle around an Otto Ankra screen, and a foul on Western Kentucky trying to fight through the screen, and it's on Frampton. And I believe that's his first, and now both teams have 5 team fouls. McKnight leaves for the first time, and Justice comes in. So Justice and Frampton will work in the backcourt a little bit with Anderson, and they've got Hamilton and Sharp up front. Otto Ankra into the front court to Eric Zumbel. UTSA in a 10-point hole with 9:48 to play. Zumbel bounces it to the left side to Dang, straight away to Eric. Zumbel on the dribble drive, poked away and taken away by Anderson. Anderson's going to the basket, another dunk. 30-18. Steve Vinson's got to stop this run right here and take a timeout, as the Roadrunners have become a little discombobulated in the last few minutes, and the Hilltoppers are on a 12-2 run in the last 2.5 minutes. They've made their last 5 field goals and have a 30-18 lead. UTSA basketball is brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer. It's unquestionably good. And if you want tickets to UTSA games, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance members can help you out. Get 2 free tickets to Roadrunners football, basketball, and baseball games when you redeem online. Visit goutsa.com/TFB tickets to learn more and request tickets. The UTSA women are on their way to Bowling Green, where they'll play Western Kentucky tomorrow afternoon. 1 o'clock, you'll hear that broadcast at goutsa.com. They practiced this morning and headed out of here just afternoon. And we'll end up in Nashville in a bus to Bowling Green and play the Hilltoppers tomorrow. Unfortunately, they get to come home tomorrow night. Boffinger back in for UTSA. So Zumbel. Zumbel cannot hang on to the ball as Lachlan threw it a little bit too high, and UTSA turns it over. That is that's UTSA's 4th turnover of the game. Western Kentucky's got a couple, and the Hilltoppers lead 30-18. Justice comes into the front court for Western Kentucky and pulls up for a 3. Hey, they missed one. Germany the screen to the rebound for UTSA. Into the front court to Zumbel. He'll come to the left side of the floor. Screen set by Jacob. Bounce it right side McNeil. McNeil straight away to Zumbel. Zumbel comes left side to Otto Ankra. Nice feed to Jacob. On the run, he puts up a shot that rattles halfway down and popped out. Bad luck for UTSA, and Frampton gets the rebound. Here comes Western Kentucky into the front court. Frampton has it on the right wing. Boffinger guards him way away from the play. Out to the top of the circle to Anderson. Driving to the basket. Pirouettes in the lane. Kicks it to Frampton for another three. This one's no good. The rebound by Germany. Jacobs doing a good job of keeping Sharp off the glass. Zumbel into the front court. Otto Ankra back to Zumbel. Back to Otto Ankra. 3-ball left wing. Rimming no good. Rebound deflected long to McNeil. That ball was saved by Boffinger on the deflection. McNeil around a Germany screen, stops at the free throw line, whips a pass in the lane, but too soft. Deflected again. In the lane to Germany, he's got a layup. The assist to McNeil, and Germany now has 8, and it's 30-20. UTSA down 10 as we approach the 8-minute mark in the first half. Frampton to Sharp, to Justice on the left side. Back out to Hamilton, thought about the three, feeds Anderson on the right wing, gives it back to Hamilton in the right corner. He'll launch a three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound McNeil. UTSA in transition, trying to get an early offensive opportunity here. Germany at the top of the circle, hands it back to McNeil. Whips a pass in the lane to Boffinger. He goes up and gets there in time for the basket. Split seconds before Sharp was there to block it. Hamilton's not the shot blocker that Sharp is, and Boffinger was able to time that just enough to be able to get it. And a steal by McNeil. McNeil takes it all the way to the basket, and he lays it in. And it's 30-24, and UTSA cuts this 12-point deficit down to 6 with 7:15 to play in the first half. Hamilton into the front court, off to Anderson left side, comes to the free throw line, thought about the jump shot, Boffinger cut him off. Frampton comes and gets the ball to Justice, angle right. 7 minutes to play first half, 12 on the shot clock. Top of the circle, Hamilton, stutter step dribbled against Boffinger, fades off the glass and scores. 32-24, Western Kentucky by 8 with 6:50 to play in the first half. Zumbel across the timeline. They'll run the weave at the top with Otto Ankra and McNeil. McNeil comes around a Boffinger screen, takes it to the goal, out to Zumbel, right wing for three, no good. Rebound squirts long to Anderson for Western Kentucky. 6.5 to play in the first half. Hilltoppers by 8. In the lane to Sharp, out to Frampton. 3-ball straight away, no good. They've missed now 3 threes in a row, and UTSA tries to cut into an 8-point deficit. McNeil runs into Frampton, and Frampton wanted an offensive foul that I think he should have gotten, but they're going to call the foul on Frampton instead. 32-24, Western Kentucky 8-point lead, 6:17 left in the first half. This is Red Winter basketball from Learfield. Andy Everett along with our studio coordinator Sam Freeze. Thank you for being with us wherever you may be. Ticket 760, the iHeart app, go UTSA.com. Tune in, the Varsity Network app, and for those of you on Conference USA TV as well, welcome to Roadrunner basketball. UTSA in an 8-point hole, 32-24. The turnaround jump shot by Germany is no good, and McKnight gets the rebound for the Hilltoppers. 6 minutes straight up in the first half, and an 8-point Hilltopper lead. Isaiah Cozart, 6'7" junior from Richmond, Virginia, in the game for the first time. And McKnight was standing on the sideline when he caught the pass and tried to make his move, and the Hilltoppers turn it over for the 4th time. UTSA is also 4 turnovers. Not many points off the turnovers, 4-2 UTSA. They can add to that number right here with an 8-point advantage, or disadvantage. McNeil has the basketball, knifes his way in the lane, alley-oop for Germany. He dropped it, but got it back and laid it in. And 10 points now for Jacob Germany. 32-26, the Roadrunners climb the hill again. Yeah, Josh Anderson with it over on the left side. Bounces it in the corner to Justice. He runs around a couple of screens, whips a pass to the left side. Anderson open for 3. Hey, he missed one. McNeil the rebound. UTSA 2 on 3. McNeil takes it coast to coast and lays it in. Darius McNeil's got 6. It's 32-28, and the lead's down to 4. McKnight, a little stutter step dribble, lost it. Ball picked up by Boffinger on the floor. Handed to Zumbel. Here comes Eric across the timeline, all the way into the right corner. McNeil begging for the basketball. They throw it to Dang. He'll shoot a corner 3. Air ball. The rebound goes all the way to the side of the lane where McKnight has it for Western Kentucky. And with 4:44 to go, the Hilltoppers slow the pace just a little bit. Cozart was going to set a screen. McKnight waves him off. Handed to Justice. Boffinger too hard on the head. Just picked up his 3rd foul. That is the 6th foul on UTSA. Both teams have committed 6 fouls. Isaiah Otto Ankra in for Lachlan Boffinger. And it looked like Frampton's going to inbound the basketball for Western Kentucky. And pretty much uncontested, it's inbounded to McKnight. 4.5 to play in the first half. Western Kentucky by 4, 32-28. Cozart was going to set a screen again. McKnight weighs him off again. McKnight takes it hard to the goal, switches hands, left it on the doorstep short. Rebound Darius McNeil. He races across the timeline. Left side Zumbel. Cross-court pass Otto Ankra. Right side Dang. Bounce it down low to Germany. Jacob 2 dribbles, leans in the lane, puts up the runner. No good. Rebound Anderson for the Hilltoppers. Josh Anderson across the timeline to the free throw line, off to McKnight, gets it back, way above the three-point line. Now drives on Zumbel, hard to the glass, lays it up and in, and a foul. Eric Zumbel is called for the foul, and a chance for the and one for Josh Anderson after the timeout. 3:58 to play in the first half. Western Kentucky 34, UTSA 28. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. 3:58 to play in the first half. Western Kentucky leads UTSA 34-28. And Josh Anderson will have a chance to make it a 7-point affair if he connects on this free throw. Josh Anderson is not bad at the free throw line, 81%. In fact, he is their 3rd best free throw shooter. They have 3 guys in the 80s, and he makes the free throw. And it's 35-28. The Hilltoppers by 7. A little token pressure from Anderson as he'll get the defense between Tucker and Otto Ankra. Otto Ankra trying to get free and traveled. Anderson and McKnight trapped him on the far side, and Isaiah didn't get rid of the basketball before he drug the pivot foot. 35-28, so UTSA was able to cut it to 4, but the Hilltoppers have put the lead back to 7. Got to get a couple of stops here. Justice has it over on the left side, guarded by Tucker, around a sharp screen. That was a hard screen that knocked Tucker off the play. Out to Anderson against Dang. Anderson with 12 on the shot clock, does not shoot the 3, dumps it down to Hamilton, mismatch against Tucker. Great defense by Tucker, forces a bad shot. The ball goes over everybody's head, right to Sharp. He missed the layup. The rebound by Tucker into the hands of McNeil. Darius across the timeline, crosses over to the sideline, in the lane to Germany, lost it, gets it back, bounces it a couple of times, feeds Dang. Right corner 3, Otto Ankra, rimming no. Justice the rebound, volleyballed it to himself, and the Hilltoppers have the basketball. Up 7 with 3 minutes to play in the half. Anderson way above the three-point line, angle left, drives on Otto Ankra, hands off to Hamilton. Otto Ankra picks him up on the switch. He lost the handle, but got it to McKnight. Right corner to Justice, backs up and fires a 3. It's no good. The rebound by Germany. Hand it to Darius McNeil, and the Roadrunners get 2 stops. Now they got to get some baskets out of this. Approaching 2.5 to play in the first half. Steve Vinson calls out the play to Tucker. They give it to Dang, and now to McNeil. Otto Ankra sets a screen, bounce it right side to Tucker. Baseline Germany, 10-footer. Yes, it hangs on the rim and goes in. 35-30, a 5-point Hilltopper lead, 2:18 to play. McNeil meets McKnight as he comes across the timeline. UTSA mostly man-to-man. Western Kentucky pretty much exclusively zone. The pass is deflected and stolen by Otto Ankra. UTSA's 3-on-2. Transition 3, Isaiah. No good. Looked good until it didn't go in. Up to 4 to Anderson. Anderson drives on Otto Ankra. Hard to the glass, and that's just a tough mismatch for anyone. And Anderson gets his 12th point. A dozen for Josh Anderson. 37-30 with 1:44 to play. And the Roadrunners try to get some opportunities here to get closer to the lead before the half. Otto Ankra out to Tucker. They play off of him. They dare him to shoot a 3. He hits one. Bullseye for Christian Tucker, and that trims that lead down to 4, 37-33. UTSA may have 2 possessions left. It depends on how quickly McKnight and company here run their play this time. We're down to 1:15 left. Justice at the top of the circle. Sharp sets another hard screen. Justice on the drive to the basket and traveled. He came down before he shot it, and UTSA with some terrific defense gets the stop. We are coming to you live from the UT Health San Antonio courtside broadcast location. UT Health San Antonio is the official healthcare provider for UTSA athletics. See how UT Health San Antonio's brightest minds are making lives better at WeMakeLivesBetter.org. Well, Cameron Justice needs to get his shoe back on. And his teammates are going to go down there and talk to him. So it's kind of an impromptu timeout with no coaches, although Steve Henson has called his team over to talk about what they want him to do. And Cameron's taking a long time to tie his shoe. And now we're ready to go, and UTSA is going to come back out here. Western Kentucky's not going to press, so UTSA can bring the ball into the front court. So with 1:10 left, UTSA has 2 possessions, but they can't take the entire shot clock here. They're going to have to shoot it in the first 15 to 22 seconds or so. Otto Ankra up to the top, gets it in the lane to Dang. Free throw line jumper. Off the heel, no good. The rebound by Sharp. 4-point Hilltopper lead, 53 seconds to play in the half. And the Hilltoppers will call timeout. Celebrate a Roadrunners victory and experience some Palenque flavor at any Taco Palenque locations. Let the experience begin at Taco Palenque. During Thursday's promotions, it's Taco Thursdays in the Convo, where you get a free bean and cheese taco when you come to the game. Taco Palenque is a proud sponsor of UTSA Athletics. UTSA on the road next week, Thursday and Saturday. We are at Southern Miss on Thursday night. 6:30 is our airtime. At Louisiana Tech next Saturday. 3:30 is the airtime for that one. And then the rest of the games are finally at home. UAB on March 24th. North Texas on March 3rd. And Rice on March 5th. Conference tournament starts on March 8th. Dang, Tucker, Otto Ankra, Germany, and McNeil for UTSA. Justice, Sharp, Hamilton, Anderson, and McKnight for the Hilltoppers. They lead 37-33, 50 seconds to play. McKnight with the rock comes to the right side of the floor. Picked up there by McNeil, backing Darius down, still backing him down, and another play, foul away from the play. And this one is going to be on it's on Jacob Germany, his first foul. It puts Cameron Sharp at the free throw line, and this is not a bad foul other than the fact that Jacob now has 1 foul. And if it was his second or third, it would obviously be worse, but Sharp's not a good free throw shooter, and that one's an air ball. So UTSA, it was the front end of the 1-and-1 too. It was not on the shot. UTSA has 42 seconds, so they're not in a 2-for-1 situation here, really. There's going to be under 30 seconds when this possession is over for UTSA unless they turn it over. And the Roadrunners are going to milk the clock down a little bit here and try to run something to get as good a shot off as they can late in the shot clock. McNeil throws the ball under the goal to Otto Ankra. His shot's rejected, and they're going to call goaltending. The reason it was goaltending is it hit the glass, and then it was blocked. And it had no chance of going in. There was no reason why Jamarian Sharp had to try to block that. Rick Stansberry doesn't agree with the call. Here comes Josh Farmer to the scorer's table. He's going to replace Germany as UTSA's cut the lead to 2. The argument that Stansberry has is who's the goaltending against. But that ball wasn't going in, and Sharp decided to swat it away just for the sake of swatting it away. And because it already hit the glass, it's goaltending no matter what. The Hilltoppers play for the final shot of the half. They're up 37-35, 14 seconds to play. McKnight and McNeil mano a mano at the top of the key for now. Here comes Frampton off a screen to the left side. Straight away to Hamilton, driving, lost the handle, down to 2 seconds, out to Justice. Justice runs into Tucker, terrible shot, great defense by Christian Tucker. The Hilltopper offense was not run the way they wanted to run it, and UTSA has cut a 12-point deficit down to 2 at halftime. Coming up at the half, J.J. Perez from Roadrunner Insider Sports will join me. We'll talk about the UTSA football recruiting class. We'll run down the scoreboard, and we'll have the first half stats as well. 37-35, Western Kentucky by 2 at the break. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. But UTSA got out to An early lead, 10-6, I believe, was their largest, with 2.5 minutes gone, or 2 minutes and 13 seconds gone by in the first half. Alternating possession arrow favors UTSA. They will have the ball to start the second half. And the Roadrunners can take the lead on the opening possession of the second half. Boffinger inbounds to Zumbel, and we have started half number 2. McNeil with the basketball on the right side, flips it off to Zumbel. He comes top of the circle, left wing in the corner, Boffinger. Boffinger will come back to Zumbel. Eric drives to the corner, in the lane to Boffinger, picked it up, lost it. Now tries to go in the lane to McNeil, and he puts it up short, no good, and the rebound by Sharp, and a foul on McNeil. He's got such long arms, so speaking of Sharp, but you gotta have to weave yourself around there, and he almost got that shot to go in, but it wasn't your typical layup, because you can't figure out where Jamarian Sharp's hands are going to be. Here's McKnight, top of the circle, drives into a hedge from Germany, loops it up to the top to Hamilton, driving in the lane on Boffinger, and he lays it in. Boffinger actually flopped that time, and they didn't even call him for the flop. He tried to get the offensive foul, and there was not even a warning that it was a flop, but if there was such thing as a flop, I would say that was it. McNeil has it top of the key. Zumbel throws it right side Otto Ankra on the baseline to Boffinger. Back to Isaiah. Lines up a 3-ball. Bullseye. Isaiah Otto Ankra cuts the Hilltopper lead to 1. 1 minute gone by in the second half. 39-38. UTSA a 1-point deficit. McKnight across the timeline looking for Frampton. Frampton has the ball angle left. Comes to the top of the circle to Hamilton. He'll start the dribble drive, hand off to McKnight against McNeil, takes it to the basket, lays it up too hard, no good, and the rebound by Darius. UTSA shoots for the lead. McNeil across the timeline, picks up the dribble, feeds Otto Ankra. Cross-court pass, Zumbel, angle left. Back up the top, Isaiah, couldn't shoot the 3. McNeil trying to move the Hilltopper zone. Now they've switched to a man-to-man. This is one of the few possessions where they've been in man-to-man. Boffinger on the drive in the middle of the lane, throws it out to Otto Ankra, 3-ball straight away, rattles out, no good. Rebound tipped, but Sharp's able to corral it for the Hilltoppers. 2 minutes gone by, and a 1-point Hilltopper lead in the second half. Right side to Justice, drives on Zumbel. He fell down, got the possession back, and Hamilton gets the basketball and resets the offense, 15 to shoot. McKnight on the left wing. Comes to the top of the circle, and driving is Hamilton to the goal. Rejected by Boffinger. Loose on the floor to Sharp, and he lays it in. Now, UTSA a little unlucky right there as Western Kentucky makes it 41-38. We have not been tight in the game, but UTSA did lead for 3.5 minutes in the first half. Western Kentucky for most of that half. On the left wing, it's McNeil. Throws a cross-court pass, Otto Ankra. He drives to the side of the lane, shovels it off to Germany. Germany wants to shoot and does so over Sharp, who fouled him. And Jacob will go to the free throw line for a couple. Jacob, Germany's first trip to the line today. He's got 12 points, 6 rebounds. Fortunately, he only has 1 personal foul. And he will head to the line. And Germany's free throw. I didn't think it was going to get there, but it did. He makes the first one. And here's the next one for Jacob, Germany. And he lines this one up, and that one's short. The rebound by Sharp. So the lead is 2 for the Hilltoppers, 41-39. 17-10 left in the second half. Justice drives right in the lane. Another block shot. And Germany saves the block shot from Boffinger with a volleyball to himself. Up the left side of the floor to McNeil. Lost the handle, gets it back. Darius on the left wing. Picks now still with the dribble. Out to Boffinger. Wings a pass right side. Otto Ankra for 3. A little bit long, no good. Germany skied for the rebound, but the outstretched arms are Sharp a little bit longer. McKnight driving in the lane, and he gets horse-collared by McNeil. That'll be 2 free throws for Darius McKnight. As a team, the Hilltoppers shoot 72%. The foul on Boffinger is, I thought that foul was on McKnight, not on Boffinger. They call it on Lackland, and that's his fourth, so his minutes are going to be limited. Here's McKnight at the free throw line. He's 78%, and the free throw is good. If you look at the main guys that will be in there in crunch time, McKnight 78%, Justice 82%, Anderson 81%, Frampton 85%. I would imagine near the end of the game they will not put Sharp in the game if they have to make free throws. Second free throw is missed, however. Oh, announcer's jinx maybe. And the lead for Western Kentucky stays at 3. It's 42-39. Zumbel comes into the front court, and the Hilltoppers are going to stay man-to-man for this possession. Germany has it at the top of the circle. Doesn't give it to Otto Ankra, but to Zumbel instead. He drives around. They tried to play pick and roll. Right side Isaiah. He'll lob it on the baseline to Phoenix Ford. Phoenix backing in on Hamilton. Can't go anywhere with it. Out to Zumbel. 4 on the shot clock. Eric's going to have to get it off in a hurry. Into Germany. He puts up the shot. It's good at the shot clock buzzer. 15 for Jacob Germany. It's 42-41. It's a 1-point Western Kentucky lead. They stopped the clock momentarily as the ball got loose. And I'm not sure what they're doing over here, but McKnight's going out of the tunnel. And there's another Hilltopper player that ran all the way beyond the baseline, if you will, and into the foyer area behind the basket. That's McKnight, and I don't know why he was running all the way back there, but Josh Anderson goes to retrieve him, and it'll be Hilltopper basketball. 42-41, 16:09 to play in the second half. McKnight above the three-point line, knifes his way in between two players, whips across to Anderson, left wing for three, and he's too wide open to let him make those. You got to go find him, and he makes them pay. And that is 15 in the game for Anderson. It's 45-41, Hilltoppers by 4. Zumbel on the left side. Zumbel wants to get McNeil out of the way, throws to Otto Ankra, shovels it off to Germany. A short jumper from the side of the lane is good. 17 for Jacob, 45-43, 2-point lead, 15 and a half to go in the game. Roadrunners staying close. The injured player for the Hilltoppers was Hamilton, who's made his way back. Here's Justice straight away for three. Missed that one. Germany's got the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Sharp, and we have a timeout. 15-19 to play second half. Hilltoppers lead 45-43. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. It was Hamilton that went out with the injury for Western Kentucky. And in both ends of the arena here at the Convo, there's a lobby area. The south is where most people enter from. The north is back towards the UTSA athletic offices for basketball. And Hamilton went back there and stayed there for a while and finally made his way back to the bench. And that's what got Josh Anderson back in the game. Western Kentucky back in his own defense. Germany throws it left side. Otto Ankra for three. Short, no good. The rebound comes to Justice. Hilltoppers lead 45-43, 5 minutes gone by. Justice on the drive in the lane around Germany, throws up a wild left-handed shot that goes in. 47-43, Hilltoppers by 4. Their largest lead in the game is 12, and UTSA has not been able to come back and take the lead since they've had that. They've been able to get it down as close as 1. Zumbel with it on the left side, on the block to Ford, back to Eric. Now they'll swing it to the top to Otto Ankra, right side to McNeil. Darius drives to the baseline. His pass in the lane is deflected and taken by Justice in a collision with Justice and Ford, and I think it's going to be on Phoenix Ford, and it will be. Bill Dang comes in for UTSA to replace Isaiah Otto Ankra. 2 of 9 shooting today for Isaiah, who got his first start. It's also the 12th different lineup that UTSA has started this year, with Boffinger and Otto Ankra joining McNeil, Zumbel, and Germany. 47-43, Hilltoppers by 4. 14:30 left in the second half. McKnight comes into the front court, throws it off to Sharp. Germany tried to steal it but didn't get there in time. Anderson has it on the right side. Mismatch with Phoenix Ford. Now they're trying to get the ball to Justice. Justice has it between the circles, comes all the way to the middle of the floor to Frampton. Back to Anderson on the right side, sizing up Phoenix Ford. Doesn't shoot, now drives in the lane, puts it up. It's good to foul. I'll be glad when that guy graduates. Well, he's either going to leave or UTSA's got to leave conferences and not have to play him anymore. He's got 17, and he's going to have a chance for the three-point play, and he's a great free throw shooter. The foul on Phoenix Ford is his third. Steve Henson summons Josh Farmer to the scorer's table, and Phoenix Ford will take a seat with those 3 fouls. I'm not sure with the players UTSA had on the floor at the time that there is a good player to defend Anderson. Phoenix is probably as good a choice as you have, but it was a mismatch because of Anderson's quickness. The free throw is good. He's got 17, and Western Kentucky has a 7-point lead, 50-43. 6 minutes gone by in the second half. Zumbel comes to the left side of the floor. Comes back to McNeil straight away. In the right corner to Farmer. Does not shoot the 3. Throws a pass in the lane that's intercepted by McKnight. And into the front court comes Anderson, and he's going to, well, thought about a 3, but then goes to Frampton, who will line up a 3 and miss it. Rebound, Josh Farmer. Handoff, Zumbel. Up the left side of the floor, Dang. He doesn't shoot the transition 3. Pirouettes on the corner, out to Zumbel. Eric will reset the offense for UTSA. Germany doesn't set the screen. On the baseline, it comes to Farmer. Farmer back to Darius McNeil. He'll slither in the lane, bounce it to Farmer on the baseline, knocked out of bounds by Sharp. And the Roadrunners have it with 12 on the shot clock. Darius McNeil to inbound. And the lob goes all the way up to Germany. McKnight overplays on him. Jacob way away from the goal, finds Zumbel. 7 to shoot, in the lane Farmer. Farmer can't go, out to Zumbel. Left side Dang, 3 on the clock, bullseye. Big basket for Dill Dang. He's got his first points of the game, and the Roadrunners cut the Hilltopper lead to 4 at the 13-minute mark as McKnight comes across the timeline. Leaves for Anderson at the jump circle. Looks for McKnight on the right side. He has to come get the basketball on the dribble handoff. Angle left to Frampton, cut off by Dang. Right side Anderson for 3. Hey, he missed one. It doesn't happen often, but I missed that one. McNeil into the front court. Left side Zumbel for 3. In and out, no good. Long rebound to Justice, 3-on-2. Justice runs over several players, blocking foul on UTSA. Everybody was in retreat, so everybody was moving and not set. This one's going to be on Darius McNeil, and that is his second foul. Darius has had a really good game. 6 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he also has 2 steals in the game from the first half. And Otto Anker is going to be summoned back to the bench, off the bench to the scores table. Here's Justice at the free throw line and makes the free throw. Darius McNeil, as he's coming off the floor, just ran right into the backside of Sharp and took one right in the jaw. And he's going to go to back to the bench, not feeling as well as he did before that happened. Justice back to the free throw line and makes that. Oh, he missed it. It was halfway down and popped out. So a rare miss from Justice. 51-46, the lead 5 for Western Kentucky. 12:25 left. UTSA trying to get over the hump here and see if they can get something going. Dang falls down on the baseline. There's no call. Zumbel still has the basketball. Feeds Germany against Sharp. Germany gets him on the move, but can't go anywhere with it. Out to Farmer. 5 on the shot clock. Farmer from the side of the lane shoots and scores. Now that's Josh Farmer's range. Not that he can't make a 3, he just hasn't done it. But he knocked that one down right there. Good basket by Josh Farmer to make it 51-48. McKnight on the drive, slithers in the lane, pull-up jumper wide right. The ball goes over everybody's head, but right to Hamilton. Hamilton to Justice on the right side. Now Anderson top of the circle. Drives in the lane, kicks it to McKnight. He makes his move in the lane. Out to Justice, 10 on the shot clock. Justice against Zumbel, lines up a 3, missed it. Rebound deflected to Farmer. And here comes UTSA with a chance to cut it to 1. Up the floor to Germany. He gets his man in the air and dunks it. 51-50 as UTSA comes on a 6-0 run to cut it to 1. 11:20 left in the second half. Rick Standstill says run horns. That means the post players go to the elbows and the guards go to the corners. Here's McKnight at the top of the circle. Straight away to Hamilton. Lines up a 3 and hits it. You don't expect Hamilton to shoot that many threes. Just 28% on the year, but he made that one. And with 11 minutes to go, the Hilltoppers regain a 4-point lead, 54-50. Otto Ankra and Zumbel play catch above the 3-point line. Dang in the corner to Germany. Two guys jump out on him. Straight away, Zumbel for three. Bullseye! And it's a 1-point game again, 54-53, with 10:40 left in the game. McKnight across the timeline. Straight away around a Hamilton slip screen. Takes it in the lane, ripped away by Dang. Dang in a foot race with Sharp. Takes it hard to the goal. Rejected by Sharp and out of bounds. You can see that one coming. 10:25 to play in the second half. UTSA will inbound. They trail by one. Hilltoppers 54, UTSA 53. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. 10:25 left in the game. UTSA has cut the lead back down to one after falling down by 7. It's 54-53. Sharp just got another block shot. Actually, they said that was his first. I think he had one or two in the first half, but here's the inbound to Germany on the sideline. UTSA still has a chance to take the lead right here. Dang under the goal to Germany. Jump hook. Yes! Jacob Germany with the hoop. 21 for Jacob, and it's a 55-54 UTSA lead with 10:10 left in the game. Here's McKnight up the middle of the floor. Screen set by Sharp. McKnight comes to the left side of the floor. Whips a pass to Justice. Open for three. Rimming, no. Sharp the rebound. Deflected. Volleyballed up in the air. Off of who? I think Germany touched it last. Nope, it was Sharp that touched it last. UTSA gets the ball back. They'll take that break. And the Roadrunners look to add to a 1-point lead. 55-54, under 10 minutes to go in the game. Zumbel works away into the front court. UTSA is holding Western Kentucky in this half to just 40% shooting, down to 48 for the game. Zumbel runs into a hard hedge, feeds Otto Ankra angle right. Otto Ankra has the ball deflected into the backcourt to Zumbel. 10 on the shot clock for Eric. Drives past Justice, whips a pass right side Farmer. Right corner Otto Ankra, back to Farmer. Josh free throw line, leans in, shoots, and scores! Josh Farmer hits the bucket. He's got 6, and it's 57-54. And that's exactly what Steve Henson talks about with Josh Farmer. Figuring out his game and not settling for bad shots, taking better ones. Here's Justice with the basketball, driving left lane line into a double team. In the right corner to Anderson. Tiptoes along the baseline and sideline and maintains the possession. Anderson against Farmer, driving in the lane, pirouetting in the lane, laying it up and missing it. Ball tipped out to Zumbel. And here come the Roadrunners trying to add to a 3-point lead. Long pass in the corner, deflected to Otto Ankra, and he was standing out of bounds when he caught the basketball. So a turnover against UTSA will give the ball back to the Hilltoppers. UTSA leads 57-54. We're down to 8:52 to go in the game. And Davion McKnight will bring the ball into the front court for Western Kentucky. Frampton to check back in. Next chance for the Hilltoppers over on the scores table right now. McKnight in the right corner in front of Stansberry. Feeds Justice for three. Missed that one. Rebound Germany. That is Jacob's 9th rebound of the game. And with 8.5 to go in the game, UTSA looks to add to a 57-54 advantage. Zumbel puts on the Jets, takes it baseline, lays it up, rejected by Sharp again. He was late there with it, but he got there in time to swat it away. Up the floor to Sharp under the basket, whips it out to McKnight. He throws up a reverse layup, no good. Dang the rebound. Dill across the timeline. Looks to his left, but pulls up for three. Rimming, no. Rebound Sharp, knocked away by Otto Ankra. Loose ball, and they're going to call a foul on Otto Ankra. Now, I don't disagree that it was a foul. I would have called it as well. But there were two officials that were way closer to the one than the one that called it. 7:59 to go in the second half. UTSA 57, Western Kentucky 54. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. Hilltoppers have 3 in double figures. Anderson 18, Hamilton 10, Justice 12. UTSA's got Germany with 21 and Zumbel with 11. I need somebody else to add some points. But Josh Farmer's played one of his best games as a Roadrunner with those 2 baskets, one on the side of the lane and a pull-up jumper right at the free throw line. 57-54, Hilltoppers up by or down by 3. They have the basketball under 8 minutes to play. McKnight across the timeline, whips a pass to Anderson, back to Hamilton straight away. On the corner on the side of the lane to Frampton. Up to McKnight. Around a sharp screen in the left corner. There's Hamilton for three, and he made it. And we're tied at 57. You cannot let these guys shoot the ball uncontested. Got to get a hand in their face. They're going to miss more often than they're not. Let them shoot uncontested, and it's an easy pitch and catch and a shot. And it's tight. We're tied at 57 with 7.5 to go in the game. Zumbel to McNeil on the left wing. McNeil under the goal to Germany. Gets his man in the air, but he took a little step first. And consider that not a block shot, but an altered shot because of Sharp's presence. Jacob could not release the ball right away. 7:17 to play, tied at 57, and here comes McKnight across the timeline slowly for the Hilltoppers. Sharp way above the three-point line. Germany chases out on him. Under the goal it comes, and a foul on Josh Farmer as he pushed Hamilton. And that will put the Hilltoppers at the free throw line as UTSA is over the limit. Whether you're a Roadrunner fan or a weekend warrior, neck, back, and knee pain can affect us all on and off the court and the field. Come see the pain experts at Texas Physical Therapy today. Proud partner of UTSA Athletics and keeping fans in the game. Hamilton's at the free throw line. And the free throw is good, so he'll get the bonus. Hamilton, 65%. He's now 3 of 4 at the line. Or make that 2 of 3 at the line. Here's the next one for him. Airborne and good. And the Hilltoppers have come from 3 down to take a 2-point lead, 59-57. Zumbel in the backcourt with Josh Anderson harassing him. Eric across the timeline, dribble handoff McNeil. A weave at the top of the circle with Dang. Dang comes right lane line, pulls up, backs up, 3 ball on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound Josh Anderson for Western Kentucky. Into the front court. Here's the alley-oop for Sharp for his dunk. And Boffinger's coming in. I think Steve Henson wants a timeout right here. And Zumbel comes into the front court, and Steve says, we're not letting this go any further. Western Kentucky has taken a 4-point lead with 6:38 to play in the second half. 61-57. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. Boffinger and Ford for UTSA both have 4 fouls. Ford remains on the bench. Boffinger's back out there right now. UTSA basketball down 4, 61-57, 6:38 to play in the game. Zumbel inbounds the basketball to Boffinger and comes and gets the basketball. UTSA needs a bucket right here. Zumbel runs Anderson into a Boffinger screen. A second screen for Eric at the top of the key. Looks to his right. There's McNeil. Bounce it on the baseline to Germany. Cross-court pass Dang. Catches the ball, drives in the lane, under the goal Boffinger, into a double team, off to Jacob, short jumper, too hard, no good. Sharp didn't jump up for that one, but you could tell Jacob knew about his presence. It was a good look at the basket, but UTSA couldn't get it to go. And now they got to get some stops here, down 4. They don't want the Hilltoppers to get too much of a lead. McKnight with the basketball left side. Out to Hamilton, driving in the lane, pull-up jumper, rattles out, no good. The rebound by Sharp. He deflects it to himself, out to Frampton, reset the shot clock to 20. Frampton will go over to McKnight, and the Hilltoppers call it a new play. 5:45 left with a 4-point Western Kentucky lead. McKnight to the side of the lane, out to Frampton, 3-ball straight away, rattles out, no good. UTSA got some luck there. Now they need to convert on the other end. Dang across the timeline, right side of the floor. Germany sets a screen for Dill. He backs out 3-point line, knocked away, gets it back. Out to Boffinger, handoff McNeil. Free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound Sharp. And Sharp is getting every rebound right now. That's his 11th. 61-57, Western Kentucky by 4. Not a good time for UTSA to be in a scoring drought. It's now 4 minutes old. McKnight with the basketball to the left side of the floor. He'll drive on Dang. Spin in the lane. Pull up jumper. No good. Rebound Dang. Dill leads the break for UTSA. Dill to the middle of the floor. Left side Zumbel. Catch and shoot 3. Bullseye. And the Roadrunners cut it to 1. 61-60 with 4:45 to go. McKnight across the timeline over on the far side. Greeted there by McNeil as he tries to back Darius down. Takes him to the basket and gets bumped, and he'll shoot free throws. And he's a good free throw shooter, so That's not the ones that you want at the free throw line. We are coming to you live from the UT Health San Antonio courtside broadcast location. UT Health San Antonio is the official healthcare provider for UTSA athletics. See UT Health San Antonio's brightest minds for making lives better at WeMakeLivesBetter.org. McKnight to the free throw line to add to a 1-point lead. 1 of 2 at the line, 3 points in the game. Free throw is no good. Must be something about that basket down there. McKnight does have 6 assists and 3 rebounds, but he also has 5 turnovers. And here's the next one for Davion McKnight. And he hits that one to make it 62-60. Here comes Zumbel across the timeline. Anderson checks him. Behind the back goes Zumbel. Bounce it right side to McNeil. On the baseline, Germany. Catch and shoot, and no good, but he got fouled again. Sharp is so intent on trying to block the shot that he ran at Jacob and slapped him on the arm just as he let it go. And I think Jacob somewhat baited him into that. And now free throws for Jacob Germany.
Free throw line for your runner. 24, Jacob Germany. 2 shots.
And here's the first of the 2 free throws for Jacob. Number 1 is good. 22 in the game to go along with 10 boards for Germany. While Sharp has the 11 rebounds, he only has 5 points. Germany's got 10 rebounds and 22 now. And the next one spins out, no good. So the lead remains 1 for the Hilltoppers. Jacob can't believe that one didn't go down. 4:17 to play in the game and a 62-61 Western Kentucky lead. McKnight around a Sharp screen, and they're going to get Germany for a foul as he pushed Sharp out of the way, which is not a bad thing. If you want to go hack a Sharp right now, I wouldn't have a problem with that if you can find the right guys to foul him, because he does not shoot him well, 47%. I don't think that was the intent. I think Jacob was just trying to fight through a screen. Here's Sharp at the free throw line, and he misses the free throw, and it's going to force Rick Stansberry to take him out of the game if UTSA goes to that strategy. Zumbel across the timeline. Screen set by Boffinger. Off to Germany. Right side, McNeil. McNeil on the baseline to Jacob. Hard to the goal. Gets him in the air. Puts up the shot. No good, and Sharp fouled him again. And free throws for Jacob Germany after the timeout. UTSA can shoot for the lead after the break. Western Kentucky 62, UTSA 61. This is Roadrunner basketball from Learfield. The Roadrunners have 22 from Germany and 14 from Zumbel. That math adds up to 36. The next biggest scorer for UTSA is either McNeil or Farmer, and they each have 6 points. One of the high water marks for UTSA all year long is to get a trio of players to reach a combined number of 50. And right now they are about 8 points shy of that. Or 10 points shy, no, 8 points shy of that. I got it right the first time. Here's Germany at the free throw line. And number 1 is on the way, and that one's good to tie the game at 62. And Jacob could give UTSA the lead back with 3:56 to go if he knocks this one down, and he does, and he's got 24. 63-62, and now we're in crunch time officially. Roadrunners need a bunch of stops. Into the front court comes Davion McKnight. They have taken Sharp out of the game, so UTSA can't intentionally foul him and put him at the line. Justice with it on the right side around an Anderson screen. Justice comes back to Anderson, lines up a 3. Short rebound. Boffinger pulls it away. And without Sharp in the lane, Boffinger's the biggest guy on the floor, except for Germany. Across the timeline to Zumbel right side. Back to Boffinger at the top of the circle. Hands it off to Dang. Now to McNeil. McNeil a handoff to Zumbel around a screen set by Germany. Eric behind the back with a dribble, got bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line. And Justice is the one that fouled him. Hamilton's basically their post player, but he's one of those stretch post players. Maybe a stretch 4, some even between the 3 and the 4. McKnight and Frampton and Justice and Anderson are basically all guards. That foul on Western Kentucky was their 4th. Remember, this is the team that fouls the fewest. They had 7 fouls in the first half. They've had 4. They averaged 12 per game. Zumbel takes it to the goal. Right side McNeil. Catch and shoot 3. Rimming no good. The rebound by Frampton. And here comes Western Kentucky down by 1. McKnight puts on the Jets to the basket over Germany and scores. 64-63, the Hilltoppers seesaw back on top with 3 minutes to go in the game. And here comes Zumbel looking for an offensive opportunity for UTSA. Boffinger fronted by him, or Germany was fronted. Boffinger couldn't get him the basketball. Left side, Zumbel, catch and shoot 3, air ball. The rebound by McKnight. That one is, Eric wasn't squared up that time. Now the Roadrunners need to stop with 2.5 to go in the game and down 64-63. McKnight against Dill Dang at the jump circle. Hamilton waiting for the screen to get set. And now Dang plays under it. McKnight takes it to the basket. Dill stripped it away. They're going to call a foul on McKnight. Dill and Germany can't believe it. Free throws for the Hilltoppers, and it's Davian McKnight to the line. Roadrunner fans, Credit Human is proud to be the official credit union of the Roadrunners. Check them out at credithuman.com and go Runners. Western Kentucky leads by 1. McKnight has a chance to increase the lead to 3. First free throw for McKnight is good to make it 65-63. Here comes Isaiah Otto Ankra off the bench. And he is going to replace Boffinger, so this gives UTSA more scoring, but it gives them less rebounding. However, without Sharp on the floor, the other guys out there should be able to hold their own rebounding-wise. Free throw by McKnight, good. Hilltoppers with 4 in a row have made it 66-63, and 2:18 to go in the game. Zumbel into the front court. Dribble handoff to Otto Ankra, back to McNeil, now to Zumbel. Germany sets the screen for Eric, and Justice is out on him. Way above the three-point line, 2 minutes to go, 12 on the shot clock. McNeil at the top of the key. Bounces it dangerously to Dang on the left wing. 6 to shoot for Dill. Takes it hard to the goal, reverse layup. Terrible shot, no good. Rebound Hamilton. 66-63, Western Kentucky by 3, 1:45 left, and a stop is almost mandatory here. And Rick Stansberry says, let's talk about it. 66-63, 140 left, McKnight angle right, now sideline right, trying to back McNeil down in the lane, takes him all the way under the goal, puts up the shot, it's good to foul. You cannot let him dribble that far. Either somebody's got to help or you've got to stand your ground. And Darius just let McKnight take him right under the goal, and he threw it up and in, and now they'll put Sharp in for defense. And the Roadrunners are going to put Otto Ankra in the game for offense with Boffinger going to the bench. It's 68-63. The Hilltoppers lead by 5, and McKnight can make it a full 2-possession game right here. McKnight's free throw is no good, so it stays at 5. Here comes Zumbel. Steve wants a timeout, so Zumbel comes into the front court and takes the timeout, so he can draw up a play right here. Well, 5 is a lot easier than 6 because you don't have to shoot threes in this possession. There's limited possessions left, and if you don't think 6 seconds makes a big difference, there's a lot of difference between the NBA and the professional 24 clock and the college 30-second clock. And the 2-for-1 opportunities and the quicker offensive possessions are a lot different. So UTSA's got to get some kind of points right here. 3 would be great. They'll take 2, but they're going to have to get at least 2 or 3 stops down the stretch. Get a better breakfast at Wendy's. Buy any breakfast sandwich and get any size drink in a Wendy's cup for free. Hot coffee, Diet Coke, or vanilla Frosty-Chino. Yes, free. Get your free drink when you buy a Wendy's breakfast sandwich today. A limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. 24 for Germany, 14 for Zumbel. And the Hilltoppers lead by 5. UTSA's come up with the play they want to run right here. Zumbel has the basketball well above the three-point line. They get the offense started. Left side, Otto Ankra got his man in the air, can't shoot. Out to Zumbel, driving down the lane and got fouled going to the basket. That's 5 fouls on Western Kentucky. They still have a foul to give. Inbounds to Zumbel, comes to Dang in the left corner. Dill has it knocked away by Josh Anderson. And the inbounds will come again to Germany and right back to Zumbel. Zumbel above the three-point line, feeds Dang, backs out three-point line against Anderson. Now tries to cross him over, drives baseline under the goal, lobs a pass out to Zumbel, right of the lane, Germany, shoots over Sharp, yes. Jacob Germany's got 26, it's a three-point game, and Steve Hinson burns his final timeout. 58 seconds to play in the game, 58-4, and UTSA's cut it to 68-65. I don't know what they're checking except maybe the clock. Because Steve called that quick timeout. It was definitely a two-point field goal. He was only 10-12 feet from the basket. I think UTSA wants to get Boffinger back in the game as well, and that's why Steve called the timeout to get Lucky back in the game. So they're looking at a clock situation. And this will be a free timeout for both teams. Although this is, they have not taken the time off of UTSA, the timeout off of the board for UTSA yet. They still show the Roadrunners with one and Western Kentucky with one. But Western Kentucky should have two. Now that, yeah, the scoreboard says they have two, and that's correct. And I believe UTSA is out of timeouts. This is the 32nd timeout charged to the Roadrunners. Back on the road next week at Southern Miss on the air Thursday night from the Reed Green Coliseum in Hattiesburg at 6:30. And next Saturday from the Thomas Assembly Center in Ruston, we'll be on the air at 3:30 for a 4 o'clock tip against the Bulldogs. They are still taking a long time to look at this replay. Jacob's basket made it a 68-65 Hilltopper lead. UTSA cutting it from 5 down to 3 down. They're going to have to make sure that the Hilltoppers do not get any easy looks at all. Make them take a tough contested shot. If they run all 30 seconds off the clock, we're going to be under 30 seconds or around the 30-second mark when they shoot it. And so UTSA is going to be limited to possessions. And if the Hilltoppers leave Sharp in the game, I'd figure out a way to foul him. I don't think he's going to make any free throws, and at worst case, he's only going to make one. And UTSA is in the double bonus, but if he misses both free throws, then the Hilltoppers don't get a chance to score. And right now, Sharp is in the huddle to stay in the game. And he's obviously that liability at the free throw line, so if he catches the ball, you can foul him. Now, as far as foul trouble is concerned, McNeil, Boffinger, and Ford all have 4. So Germany with 2, Dang with 1, Zumbel with 2, Otto Ankro with 1. I would imagine if he's in the game, he's there to set screens for the guards, not necessarily to catch the ball in the post. So far, they've left the clock at 58.4. And I'm not exactly sure what is taking so long to figure out what time should be out there. UTSA may get a second back, but they are still looking at the replay and trying to back it all up to see where the ball went through, because Steve Hinson called an immediate timeout. Western Kentucky inbounded the basketball, and I think only one official acknowledged the timeout, which is enough. And they're still discussing things over on the far side as to what the clock situation will look like. And still looking at the video replay monitor for whatever reason. Zumbel, Germany, Boffinger, Dang, and McNeil are in the huddle right now as the 5 that will be on the floor for UTSA. Anderson and McKnight and Frampton, Justice and Sharp, the 5 for Western Kentucky. I'm still surprised that Rick Stansberry would keep Sharp on the floor with his foul liabilities. Now again, he may not ever touch the ball. But if he does, you got to foul him. And him shooting 2 free throws is a way less percentage of them going in than somebody else shooting a jump shot. Now, here's the other thing too. Western Kentucky does not have to shoot the basketball for quite a while. They can run at least 20 seconds off this clock before they get into an offensive mode. And that's going to bring the clock down to around 35 to 38, somewhere in that range. And they're leaving the clock at 58-4. And UTSA gets its subs in. That sub was Boffinger. And Frampton will inbound the basketball on the baseline. They put 59.7 on the clock. So they gave UTSA a second and a half. McKnight against Zumbell into the front court. That replay took about 4 minutes, and now McKnight comes into the front court. Otto Anker is going to check back in for offense if UTSA gets a chance to sub for him. The scoreboard says both teams have 1 timeout left. Down to 14 on the shot clock. Down to 12, down to 10. And now here comes McKnight to set the play. Driving in the lane, cut off by Zumbell. Throws it off to Justice, circles all the way in the lane. Bounce inside of the lane. Hamilton 2 to shoot and makes it. And Rick Stansberry calls timeout. You could not have asked for a better executed play from Western Kentucky. They took all 30 seconds off the clock and hit a side of the lane jump shot to push the lead to 5 with 30.1 to go. And Western Kentucky ups its lead to 5, 70 to 65. And now the Roadrunners are going to need some help. They're going to have to get a basket, and if Sharp touches the ball, foul him. And I don't think Sharp's going to even, well, Sharp's going back in for defense. But UTSA is probably in three-point shooting mode right now. They do have a timeout left. Western Kentucky has used its last timeout. UTSA will get Isaiah Otto Ankra back on in the floor for Boffinger. If UTSA scores, the Roadrunners can burn 1 more timeout. They do have to take it the length of the floor. Germany and McNeil, Zumbell and Otto Ankra and Dang. And here comes UTSA in a hurry, down 5 with 30 seconds to play. And the clock never started. Well, it did start and then it stopped. So they're going to have to do that all over. Put 30.9 back on the clock and reset everything. The shot clock officially was turned off, and I don't think it should have been because there was 30.9. Now they put 28.1 on the clock, but that's not the right number. The play should have started with 30.9 and 30 on the clock. Now all 3 officials will go over and we'll have another conversation about how much time should be on the clock. The shot clock had not been turned off. And my recollection was 30.9 and 30 to shoot. The ball was inbounded. The clock started for a second and then all of a sudden stopped. And this should not take this long. Somebody should have a record over there as to how much time was on the clock. And we're basically starting over. It's going to kind of give the offense a mulligan since the ball never was, the clock really didn't get started. And again, we're about a minute or so, and we're going to just take our time over here trying to figure out the game clock situation. I think maybe one of the questions is, should the shot clock even be on or not? But my understanding is if there's 30 point anything, and they want both teams to go to their benches again. And this is borderline ridiculous because all you got to do is just go back to what the deal was before, 30.9 and 30. And the ball was inbounded. There was no pressure. There was nobody guarding the ball. They dribbled it 3 times and the clock stopped. And I know you want to make sure you get the clock set exactly, but just go back to when the ball was inbounded and you can see the shot clock and the game clock. And try to figure out where it was. And as I said, 30.9 and 30 on the clocks, and we should be good. Now they're going to tell everybody what they've decided. And we'll get an announcement here shortly as to what they've come up with. They're going to have a long conversation about it amongst the three. So they're still trying to figure out what. Now they put the clock at 26-6. Well, if it's at 26-6, then UTSA should inbound at half court, not all the way to the length of the floor. They should just redo the whole thing because nothing really happened that mattered. The clock stopped at 28-1. Zumbel was in full sprint. I think he can run from the baseline to the side to the half court line in 2 seconds or so. Steve wants this to redo, and I don't know that he's going to get that. Now Rick Stansberry's been told to back up a little bit so they can continue their conversation. And right now there's 26-6 on the clocks. Steve's already drawn another play up. He's got everybody in the huddle over there. Scott Thompson, who's had the scout for this game, is lobbying for more time on the clock. And I think UTSA is going to inbound in the second hash mark in the backcourt. And they're going to have 26-6. Well, they've wasted enough time so that we can take a station ID. Let's pause 10 seconds for identification on the Learfield Roadrunner Sports Network. We have settled on 26-6 and UTSA to inbound in the backcourt. Just past the half-court line, and the inbounds comes to Zumbel with harassment from Justice. Eric's got to move and get things going quickly. He dribbles to the left side of the floor, pulls up at the three-point line, straight away to Germany. Germany's going to fire a right wing three. Short, no good. Rebound Hamilton, and they got a foul. And with 13-3, that's not the shot that they wanted to get, but they had already wasted too much time to try to get the right shot off. And Western Kentucky can push this to a 3-possession game with 13 seconds to go. UTSA does have one timeout left, but remember at this level you don't get to advance the ball to half court, so the timeout would be used for defense. And here's Hamilton at the line. And the free throw is on the way, and it is good to make it 71-65. It's a full 2-possession game. And the Roadrunners are about out of time. Here's the next one for Hamilton, and it is no good. 13 seconds to play. Zumbel in the backcourt, into the front court to McNeil. 3-ball on the way, short, no good. It comes to Justice, and UTSA will hold up the white flag. UTSA played a very good game, maybe one of its best games of the year. They could not hold a 3-point lead in the last 8 minutes of the second half. And Western Kentucky wins by 6, 71-65.